Hello everyone and welcome to Solshow. Today we are talking about a interesting movie titled iBOY. And iBOY, I just want to really quick say, is a terrible title. Don't ever name any product with an I in front of it, or I swear to God. But we'll see if I can keep a straight face whenever I have to bring up that title. This movie is about a teenager who gets caught up in this sort of gang lifestyle. He's basically in this town, and his friends and all these people he knew growing up are becoming associated with these criminals, these drug trade, all that good stuff. And meanwhile, he is, living in a poverty-ish lifestyle. He's got a crush. He's got his own thing going on, and suddenly, he's also trying to keep away from that lifestyle. He's not really a geek, he's called one in the movie, but, he's really not. He's kind of just a socially awkward, very, not easy to get along with guy. He, smokes weed and stuff, though. He isn't, this geeky kid. He's just pretty antisocial. And he somehow gets caught in this whole criminal lifestyle, and his crush also kind of gets swept up in it, and he kind of gets shot in the head, and that's where I'm going to cut the spoilers. I'm not going to go into spoilers, but I'm going to say I don't want to say any more because of spoilers. He does, this is the premise of the movie, he does, because he got shot in the head, obtain a superpower. Basically, his cell phone that he's holding in his hand, some pieces of it went into his head, and slowly but surely his mind and parts of the cell phone got merged. He's got a, fancy computer brain, and he developed some sort of Watch Dogs type, I can hack into shit with my mind superpower. Pretty cheesy premise, not gonna lie. I think that's something this movie probably has going against it, is the premise is not anything special. And on paper, there's nothing special about this movie other than, I guess for like a person just passing by it on Netflix, it has Arya Stark from Game of Thrones playing the crush girl, who does an amazing job, by the way. But him himself is not a character that's gonna like lead this movie with a super interesting point of view. The premise isn't great. The whole criminal gang stuff can be kind of cheesy, but it works, and I do like this movie. The premise, the only bad thing about the premise is visually sometimes when you see him do the hacking, that can be kind of hokey, because he'll be like, let me like see how far I have to go, and like the distance you'll see on screen, and he's calculating it. Although sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Because they have to visually express what he's seeing, so I don't think they could have done a better job at it. But his superpower is actually really cool, seeing some of the stuff he can do. He can hack into stuff. He can, before he goes into a fight, look up on like videos how to fight. And he seems to be processing it, like everything, at this kind of greater speed, even though he could do a lot with this superpower, but you soon find out he's only interested in handling this immediate criminal ring roulette going on around him. So that's where his focus is. He himself, I think, like, you can see in his brain and, like, from his expression, he's got a lot going on after he develops the superpower. There's a couple more plot points. He kind of starts to take a dark turn with it. He starts to question himself. He lays off it for a little bit. it's interfering with his actual life and his crush, and there's a lot of conflicting things they want to throw in there for a 90-minute movie. The big character that I think was, a big pivotal point of the story was his friend. He has a, cliche best friend character, and this character goes someplace I never would have thought he would have gone, and I love everything they did with that character. People who have seen the movie will know that he had a pivotal point in the resolution, and I love that. His final scene is great. A lot of great closure. Arya, the crush, she is great. She's supposed to be this kind of perky, fun, but I'll kick your ass kind of girl, and I think couldn't have got a more perfect person to play that character than her. I'm forgetting her actual name, so I apologize, but she was great. I love her, casual, like, oh, do you got some weed, or do you, just some of the shit she says. She has this sort of smile and, like, perky casualness to her, despite some fucking bullshit happens to her. And she should just really not be in a good mood. And she also gets some badass moments in there. The movie itself, I think one of the best, things it has going for it is filmed great. I don't know how else to, say that other than I love the way this movie was filmed. It has a very kind of techno, in the dark style to it. Everything kind of looks futuristic, flat. The color correctness, I don't know how to describe it, is very kind of, it reminds you of a kind of blue glow from a screen or something. The characters and the camera work, that's all intertwined with what I'm talking about here. The editing, they have a very kind of there's this one song that plays in the beginning, I'm forgetting it now, and I thought that kind of captured the gloom of this movie very well. And it seemed like something the main character would listen to. And I like the main guy. He has a very distinct look that I really like. I like his attitude. I like that scene where he smokes weed and kind of just does his thing. I like seeing his powers progress. That scene that I'm talking about, though, is kind of where I was like, this movie is just filmed. Like, the style of it, I just love. If I would keep an eye out for when you're watching it, because there's a lot of little things I noticed. And there's some, not that the story's, bad or anything. There's actually some good twists and turns here and there. And, they catch you off guard a couple times. There's a fight scene or two where it wasn't like these amazing fight choreographies or anything, but, I'd be surprised. The big bad guy, he was very interesting. He had a great, short-lived little role there. All of that was really good. In the end, it was just a good movie. It was hokey at some parts. The premise is kind of dumb. The criminal, some of the cliche were part of a gang characters. They're kind of fuck off. I'm talking about Eugene mostly. He was a stupid fucking character. But everyone else, I really liked. I like just seeing this fucking cool kid with his powers and brr brr brr. I loved all that stuff. These are very digestible, good, to the point movies. And, I really like seeing these movies. And I really want to see more kind of from that actor. And I know this studio has, more movies on Netflix that I could check out. So, hopefully I can do that. I really don't have much else to say about this movie. At 90 minutes, it wasn't, bringing more than this simple idea. There's another scene. This is gonna be slight spoilers. I love the scene where he's in the bad guys' hangout and he's just kicking shit around, just fucking having a good old day. You know, smoking their cigarettes, just destroying their shit, stealing their drugs. God, I love that scene. And I was really like him getting cocky, which was, you know, part of his downfall. Okay, score. I need to get that out of the way. I would give this movie a 7 out of 10. You know, solid movie. Very interesting stuff going on here, despite a premise that isn't at all interesting, but you can always be surprised. If you guys want to check this movie out, I would recommend it. It's worth watching. It's worth your time. I certainly enjoyed it. Anyway, guys, let me know what movies you want me to review down below. I super appreciate it. As always, you can check out my other channels. You can check out my Twitter, my Patreon, all that good stuff. And you guys are the best. Thank you so much for watching. And with that, I leave you.